Hello students, welcome to RDBMS online classes. In this today's session, I would like to explain about the concept of transactions. Okay, now let us start our session. Okay. What is transaction? A transaction is a set of logically related operation. Set of logically related operation. It contains a group of tasks. What is transaction? A transaction is a set of logically related operation. It contains a group of tasks. Task is nothing but a group of operations. Okay, so one task is equal to one operation. So a transaction contains a set of tasks. One transaction contains set of operations. So that's why it is called transaction. So a transaction is an action. A transaction is an action or set of actions. It is performed by a single user to perform operations. It is performed by a single user to perform operations for accessing the contents of the database. For accessing the contents of database. For example, if you want to transfer 100 rupees amount from your account to your friend account, so that is called one transaction. So that type of operation is called one transaction. Now I am opening one paint window to explain very clearly about this. So this is your account. This is your account. Nothing but Rohit account. Okay, this is Rohit account. And second one is Rajesh account. Second one is Ravi account. Okay, name is not mandatory, but here concept is, please concentrate on the concept only. Here we have two accounts. The first one is Rohit account and second one is Ravi account. In this Ravi account, from the Ravi account, now I want to transfer. So from this Rohit account, I want to transfer 100 rupees amount to Ravi account. So this type of transaction is called, this type of operation is called one transaction. So one transaction. Why here they have pronounced like a set of operations or set of logically related operations? It contains a group of tasks. One transaction contains a group of tasks. Why? Here only one operation we are doing now. So from Rohit account, 100 rupees amount we are transferring to Ravi account. Here how many operations are going on? Only one operation is going on. But why in the definition they have given that the transaction is a set of logically related operation? The transaction is a set of logically related operation. It contains a group of tasks. Why they have pronounced it like that? They have given the sentence here because of a transaction contain. Here 100 rupees amount we are transferring. That is a simple term. Here from one account to another account we are transferring 100 rupees amount. But behind there are multiple tasks happen. From behind, multiple tasks are going on. How many tasks are going on for one transaction here? For one transaction, here the first task is open Rohit account. Open Rohit account. After that, opened Ravi account also. Opened Ravi account. And third one is what? Initializing the amount. Initializing the 100 rupees amount, 100 rupees amount to from Rohit account to Ravi account. Got it? Rohit account to Ravi account. After that, the amount is deducting. Amount is deducted from Rohit account. Amount is deducted from Rohit account and credited to Ravi account. 100 rupees. Amount is debited from Rohit account. Amount is credited to Ravi account. And after that, commit operation performed. After that, permanently the transaction saved with commit command. Okay, these all operations are, how many operations, how many tasks are happened? The first is what? Open Rohit account. Second one, open Ravi account. Third one, initializing 100 rupees amount from Rohit account to Ravi account. And fourth one, amount is debited from Rohit account. Fifth one, amount is credited to Ravi account. And sixth one, the transaction is storing permanently in our bank's database. So that means commit command. So after doing this, all tasks are successfully, then one transaction make it as a successfully. Okay, one transaction will be done successfully by doing these all operations. Okay, so that's why one transaction is called logically related set of operations. It contains a group of tasks. Because of here, how many tasks are happened? Six tasks are happened. 6 tasks are going on for doing one transaction. So that's why it is called set of tasks or group of tasks. A transaction is an action or set of actions. It is performed by single user. Here one transaction, Rohit is performing this operation na? One user na? Because of Rohit want to transfer 100 rupees amount from Rohit account to Ravi account. So after deciding Rohit, then he can perform this operation. Am I correct or not? So here one transaction is initializing with Rohit na? One transaction is performing with Rohit. So that's why one transaction is doing by one user only. Accessing contents of the database. Suppose here I have given one more example. Just try to understand. Suppose an employee of a bank transfers 800 rupees from X account to Y account. Same example just now I have explained it, and here also please concentrate. Here same example I have given with different accounts. This small transaction contains several low-level tasks. Suppose an employee of bank, nothing but bank employee, transfers 800 rupees amount from X account to Y account. So this is X account, this is Y account. How many lines we have? Each and every line is called one task. So if you want to perform one transaction, these many tasks are happened. First it will open one account. This is X account, this is Y account. Because of 800 rupees transferring from X account to Y account. So compulsory these two accounts should be associated with in this transaction. Old balance, first it will get the balance from X account. Because of if X want to transfer 800 rupees amount to Y account, first compulsory that 800 rupees balance should be in X account na? Should be in X account. So that's why the transaction first it will get the original balance from X account. If the original balance is greater than 800, then only greater than or equal to 800, then only the amount will be initialized with the transaction to send X account to Y account. Okay, so that is the transaction issue. And finally close this account X. If the transaction is successfully completed, then the account will be closed by bank employee. Y account is also closed by bank employee. So like that, the transaction is happened. Here we are performing transaction on the banking sector, and we have also performed in database. Each and everything is called like a transaction. If you want to insert the data, or if you want to update the data, or if you want to delete the data, so in that case we are using transactions. Okay, right. Now, operations of transaction. Following are the main operations of a transaction. What operations we have to perform in a transaction? Either read operation or write operation. So if you want to check your balance from your account, so that is read operation. If you want to change your Aadhaar number, or if you want to transfer from 100 rupees amount to from your account to your friend account, so that is write operation in your account. Okay, write operation in your account, and also after the amount is credited to some other account, they are also performing write operation in that account also. Nothing but your account having some amount, and Ravi account is also having some account. Here carefully observe two accounts we have, Rohit account and Ravi account. So while checking the balance inquiry, so that is called read operation. Because of here any write operations we are not performing, just simply reading how much balance we have in our account. So that type of operation is called read operation. We are reading the balance from our account. We are not updating. So that's why read operation is enough. And if you want to change, if you want to transfer 100 rupees amount, for example, balance equal to 500. So now Rohit want to transfer 100 rupees amount to Ravi account. So balance equal to balance minus current balance minus 500. Current balance minus 500. So current balance how much? 500. Okay. So sorry, here 100. 100 rupees they are transferring. Rohit want to transfer. So here balance is old balance is what? Old balance is what? 500. 500 minus 100 equal to 400. So 400 first you need to write here. So after crediting this amount to Ravi account, so now I want to transfer this 100 rupees amount. So Ravi account having balance equal to 300. 300. After transferring from Rohit account to Ravi account 100 rupees, balance equal to old balance plus 100. Total amount is what? 400. Old balance is how much in 300. And now Rohit is transferring 100 rupees. Total amount is what? 400. Okay. So like that. Here the amount is, final amount is what? 400. Because of 500 minus 100. So then this is write operation. This is write operation. After updating, the balances should be right in our database and should be right in Ravi's account also. In Rohit account also should be right, and Ravi account is also should be right. So like that, write operations can be performed. Okay. So in single transaction, either we have to do read operation or write operation. Here carefully observe. Here I have given one example. R of x means read of x. R denoted with read. X means account name, nothing but Rohit. Okay. Just before we have discussed Rohit account. In this place, just you can place as a x account. So read x account. X equal to x minus 500. So old amount is what? Old amount x minus x is x balance. X is account. This is old balance. From the old balance minus 500. After that, write operation should be performed in our database. మనం ఏ అమౌంట్ విత్డ్రా చేసినా కానీ నెక్స్ట్ ఇమీడియట్లీ ద రిమైనింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ షుడ్ బి డూ ద రైట్ ఆపరేషన్ ఇన్ అవర్ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్. అదర్వైజ్ amount will be credited, amount will be debited from our account, then same balance it is showing before doing the transaction. What is the balance we have? That same balance it will show. If you do not perform any write operation there, then bank will lose that amount, not by you. Okay, right. So that is operations of transaction. Here, please concentrate on first transaction. What is transaction? The transaction is a logical set of related operations. It contains a group of tasks, or it contains a set of tasks. Okay, set of operations also. So what type of operations we can perform in transaction? There are especially two types of operations, either read operation or write operation. Okay. If the above transaction, the debit transaction fails after executing operations 2, then X's value will remain 4000 in the database, which is not acceptable by the bank. Here read of x equal to x minus 500, write of x. Let's assume the value of x before starting the transaction is 4000. Nothing but x account contains 4000 rupees of amount balance. Okay, x having 4000 rupees balance. The first operation reads x value from the database and stores it into the buffer. Buffer is nothing but while executing the transaction, internally it should be used RAM memory, nothing but temporary memory. When you use the commit statement, when the transaction is successfully committed, then only the transaction will be going to the permanent state. Nothing but the transaction will store into the hard disk permanently until it will use the RAM memory, nothing but temporary memory. Buffer is nothing but temporary memory. So carefully observe. If the Rohit want to transfer 100 rupees amount to Ravi account, when they enter into the 100 rupees, before going to enter the password, then the 100 rupees amount transaction will be stored into the RAM memory, not in hard disk, not in phone permanent memory. Got it? Like that. So when you enter the password to confirm the transaction successfully, to make it the transaction successfully, when you enter the password, then the transaction will be saved into the permanent state. So that is the meaning of that one. So the first operation is read operation of x. It will store into the buffer, and this operation is stored into the buffer. The second operation will be decrease the value of x by 100. Nothing but 4000 is the balance. 4000 minus 500, 3500 is the balance. But still it is in buffer, not in hard disk, not in permanent state. Still the transaction, still the task is nothing but still the operation is available in the buffer only, not permanently stored. So buffer will contain 3500. The third operation will write the buffer's value to the database. So x's final value will be 3500. The third operation will write the buffer's value to the database. Buffer's value to the database. When you use the write operation, then automatically the data, it can be moved, the 3500, it can be moved from buffer to database in permanently storing purpose. Okay, so x is final value will be 3500. The x having final value will be 3500. But it may be possible that because of the failure of hardware, software or power, so any power failure occur or any hardware failure occur or any software failure occur, that transaction may fail before finishing all operations in set. So when before going, first one transaction is in buffer mode and second operation is also in buffer mode. So before using write operation, the power failure occur or the hardware failure occur, then automatically the complete tasks will be removed by itself and final value will show 4000. Nothing but these two operations will not perform because of before going to write operation, these two are in buffer mode. So buffer will delete when the power is failure, when the problem is occurred. In any case, the the buffer statements will be erased by itself. It will not save into the permanently in database. So this is also one more example. If in the above transaction, the debit transaction fails after executing operation 2, the debit transaction fails after executing operation 2, then X value will be remain 4000. Here this transaction fail and this transaction is of fail. Then what is the main balance? 4000 now. So again 4000 it will be returned back, which is not acceptable by the bank. To solve this problem, we have two important operations. The first one is commit and second one is rollback. In the earlier previous classes, we have already discussed about the commit statement and rollback statement. So these two commands are used to maintain the transaction in permanent state. So if the transaction successfully completed while using the commit statement, then the transaction will be successfully completed. Nothing but it is used to save the work done permanently in our database. So when you use the commit statement, the transaction successfully committed and the data is moved from buffer to database permanently. So if any failure occur, the rollback statement will enable, the rollback command will enable to do that reverse process. Nothing but undo process. Nothing but it is used to undo the work done. If any transaction fail, that remaining amount, the exact amount, it will return back to the original account. If transaction successfully, carefully observe here, only one problem we have. So 100 rupees is transferring from Rohit account to Ravi account na. So if the transaction is successfully, this 100 rupees amount, then it will be credited to Ravi account. That is successful transaction. So while doing this transaction, if any power failure occur or any hardware failure occur or any software failure occur, in that case this 100 rupees immediately it will return transfer and recredit to Rohit account. Okay, because of Rohit will not lose this amount with unnecessarily. So to avoid this type of problems, transactions are came into the picture to save our money or to save our data. Okay, so here money is also equal to a data. So that's why I'm explaining this as a data. Next one is what? Transaction states. So each and every transaction have different types of states to do the transaction successfully. So how many states we have? A transaction goes through many different states throughout its life cycle. One transaction having one life cycle. So in that life cycle, there are many states. There are around 6 states we have. The first state is what? Active state. Second state is what? Partially committed state. Third state is what? Committed state. Fourth is failed state. Fifth one, aborted state. Sixth one, terminated state. Terminated state. Here I have given one diagram for you to understand. Carefully observe. When we initialize one transaction, if you want to do any operation, the transaction need to be assigned with these all states: active state, partially committed state, failed state, committed state, aborted state, and terminated state. So while looking this diagram, please concentrate one more time. So if the transaction is in active mode, active state, then first it will partially committed. After that it will permanently committed state. After that the transaction is successful and terminate the program. I mean nothing but after successful transaction you need to close the option, you need to close that service. So that is terminated state. If transaction is in active mode, and another way this one, if transaction is active mode, if in any case if you want to initialize a transaction, then it is in any case it is in failed state. then it is going to be aborted state also. So if transaction failed, it at any case, any power failure occur or any hardware failure occur or any wrong password entered, then automatically the transaction should be failed now. So after that, that application is also will terminate again. Okay, that is in failed state. After that, all the values will roll back into the current position, normal position, and the state will aborted. So now let us understand about the first active state. This is the first state in the life cycle of a transaction. A transaction is called in active state as long as its instructions are getting executed, and all the changes made by the transaction now are stored in buffer in main memory. Now are stored in main memory. So when you want to do transaction, until you are entering into the password, then all the tasks are stored into the buffer memory. All the tasks are, all operations are stored into the buffer memory first. When you enter the password, automatically the commit statement will execute. Then the transaction make it successful. The transaction will be make it successful. So that is active mode. That is active mode. So active mode can organize all the states. All the states. Okay. So that is first state. Next, partially committed state. After that last instruction of transaction has executed, after the last instruction of transaction has executed, it enters into the partially committed state. Partially committed state. For example, when 100 rupees amount enter into the text box to transfer Rohit account to Ravi account. So that is partially committed. Nothing but this is still available in the buffer memory and it is partially committed. Partially committed means from Rohit side, from Rohit device, it is partially saved in RAM memory. When he enter into the right password, nothing but OTPs you are getting now while doing internet banking. You will get the OTP to confirm the transaction. So when you enter that OTP in that transaction to confirm the transaction, then the transaction will move to the permanent state, nothing but committed state. Because of it is committed, successfully transaction has completed, then it is going to the terminated state. Terminated state is nothing but after completion of your operation, after completion of your money transferring, automatically you will be close that application. So like that is in terminated state. Then next state is what? Committed state. After all changes made by the transaction have been successfully stored into the database, it enters into the committed. Just now I told you. So when you enter the right password, when you enter the OTP, that OTP automatically it will commit your transaction. Nothing but you have confirmed with that OTP. With that you have confirmed the transaction with their bank given OTP. Then the transaction is successfully you want to do. So automatically you have given the permission. Then the commit statement will execute automatically at there. So in that case, the data is going to Ravi account. It is permanently committed. So that is in committed state. So after completion of this committed state, after completion of successful transaction, then you will be close that application. So that is terminated state. Next is what? Failed state. When a transaction is getting executed in the active state or partially committed state, nothing but carefully observe this diagram. So when you are in active mode, if any wrong thing happened with your hardware or with your device or with your software or with your internet connection, any wrong thing happened, then it is going to be failed state because of the transaction will not successful. So the state is executed with active mode as well as sometimes from this state onwards also you will get. So when the Rohit account having The Rohit want to transfer 100 rupees amount. When he enter 100 rupees, it is partially committed. So where we have to credit that amount? Ravi account. Am I correct or not? But Ravi account is not ready to receive the amount, this 100 rupees. Then it is automatically going to failure state na. So that is second thing. So failure state will occur from the active state as well as sometimes we will occur at partial committed state. So that is the meaning of this one. Aborted state is nothing but after the transaction has failed and entered into the failure state, all the changes made by it have to be done. Nothing but, so here 500 rupees original balance we have in Rohit account. He want to transfer 100 rupees. So first the amount will be debited from this old balance na, 500 minus 100. So total 400 rupees amount he has. Rohit account contain 400 rupees amount. So next it is in failure state. Nothing but Ravi account is not ready to receive this 100 rupees amount. So where we have to, this 100 rupees amount, what it will do? Again it will return back to Rohit account. Again these two operations will return back. Again the original amount it will show in the Rohit account, 500 rupees amount, because of the transaction is in failure state. So all states are rolled back. One by one, one by one, one by one. Undo operations it will perform and automatically the state will abort. Finally the application will be closed. If you haven't performed any transaction on account, then automatically you will close that application na, because of you should wait some time to get the response from this account. Is this account is ready or not? Okay. So when the Ravi account is available to receive this 100 rupees amount, then only the transaction will be successful. Otherwise it won't successful. So that is the states, transaction states. Terminated state is nothing but it is a final state in the life cycle. For each and every operation, for each and every transaction, this cycle is must and shouldly executed behind. If it is active mode, then first it will store into the data in buffer that is partially committed at our device. And after that, when you use the OTP to confirm this transaction, then the state will move to the committed state. The data will store into the permanently in our database. So after that, it is going to the terminated state to close that application, to close that transaction. Because of one transaction executed completely, then second transaction is waiting to execute na. So to give you a chance, first transaction should be in terminated state. Okay. So these are transaction states. So in the next class we will discuss about the transaction properties. Today I am going to ending this session. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this session. This is very important concept. You better to read at your home.